Hi, I'm Ryan, Simon's aunt, and I wanted to give you my perspective on Simon's video. The first thing is just that I have some notes here on my computer, so if you see me look away, that's why, so I can remember what I wanted to say. The first thing that I found so interesting was the anglerfish mermaid being so much larger than the male merman. And Simon and I have discussed this before, and the reason is that with anglerfish, the males don't play a big role in the life cycle of an anglerfish. Well, they play a huge role, but they're not very involved in maybe little anglerfish's lives. What the male does is basically glom onto the female and just live there, leeching off of her until she needs sperm. And then they take care of that, and their part is done. I find that fascinating. I had no idea. The next thing I wanted to reference was the hand thing that Simon kept putting their left hand into the drawing and making different gestures. I've known that artists use posable mannequins, small posable mannequins, to get different poses that they want to use. But I never thought about just using your own body for that purpose. And the next thing I wanted to reference was that Simon said they are going to scrap the drawing in their video, their last video. And at first I thought that was just too bad, but because it was fine, there was nothing wrong with it, and there isn't anything wrong with it. But Simon mentioned that they want to do another drawing and that they are going to keep this last drawing to get some references from, to see maybe where something needs to be placed a little differently or drawn a little differently, a different size or something like that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Mr. Rich, who was, as Simon said, their middle school, junior high band teacher. He was never actually my band teacher, but he was a teacher at a summer band camp I went to several years in a row. He was so supportive and such a happy guy. I can see why Grandpa Gary loved him. I can see why Simon loved him. And I certainly thought he was so nice and so supportive of us. He never corrected us with harshness in any way, would just say, that was good. Maybe you could try this next time. And he really was a role model for me because I wanted to be a band teacher when I grew up. And I wanted to be a lot like Mr. Rich. Simon also mentioned Girl Scouts, asked what it's like to be a Girl Scout leader. And I just love it. I have a small troop, only about 5 girls, but we get together every other week and sometimes we play games, sometimes we work on badges, sometimes we go on trips, small trips around the community. And it's so much fun. I love the Girl Scout program because it can really help young women learn their potential and what they're really capable of. One of the things I love most about Girl Scouts is that the biggest tenet of Girl Scouting is that it needs to be girl led, meaning that the girls need to make the decisions about what they want to do with the money they earn selling cookies, or which badges they want to work on, or where they would like to take a trip next. And we troop leaders are there to support them and guide them and help make those things possible. But the girls get to make the decisions, and I love that. Simon asked about what I remember from when they were a Girl Scout, a brownie, little brownie. And I don't remember a lot, to tell you the truth. The reason I don't remember a lot is because when I was in college at about age 24, I had a mental illness breakdown. I have both bipolar disorder, and I call the years from age 24 to about 45 the lost years because I really can't remember much from those years. When someone brings something back to me, a memory, I can pull it out, but I can't do that on my own. Those years are just lost to me, and I don't mind talking about that because I want people to know that mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of. It's an illness. It's just a thing that happens to us, like maybe diabetes or heart disease or even a broken arm. It can happen, and it's treatable. It's treatable and manageable. And there's nothing wrong with having a mental illness and being open about it. Anyway, that's how I feel. The last thing I wanted to mention is Simon's clarinet. I would love to have Simon's clarinet. I want to rekindle my love of music alongside Simon's creative process as well, and I think it would be a lot of fun to learn to play the clarinet. When I was studying to be a band teacher, I could play all of the instruments just a little bit, and I do remember that the clarinet was one of the easier ones to learn, and I love the way it sounds. So, yeah, Simon, I want your clarinet and I'm going to learn to play it. And so, the last thing I want to do is toss this back to Simon. I'm so excited to see where the next drawing goes, to see your creative process in that. And also, I'm going to put up a picture of an anglerfish so you can see what Simon was referencing with the hair of the female mermaid. So I will see you in the next video.
Butting in like a rude thing. This is a still from the Rybakov-Negler Foundation. I don't know how to say that, but it's undersea footage that they did. This is one of the first times that that little sperm bank there has ever been seen alive and unattached to a female. So, cool times. That is the Fanfin Seadevil I was referencing. I was using a different picture, but you get the idea. I'll stick the other picture on there too. Same, it's a still from the same video.